Hello, this is Tarregor. This video is a Twitch stream that was not edited, so it is going to look like a Twitch stream. Welcome to my vision of World of Warcraft Classic Plus. The design direction of my vision of Classic Plus is substantially different from that of retail WoW, Circuit Shadowlands, and the private servers, Vanilla Plus 90, and Turtle WoW. This is partially because the Saints have fixed Vanilla WoW's many problems first, fleshed it out and polished it second, and added new content third. This is part of a playlist of videos. Check this video's description for a link to the playlist. The document displays my vision of Classic Plus, and the document's version number is 1.5.15. All versions of the document are based upon patch 1.12.2 of WoW. If you just want to know about the general design direction of my vision of Classic Plus, before you otherwise look into this, then watch the introductory video in this playlist, or video document yourself and look at the list of major features. The link to the document is in my channel's About page. That, and I do not have a team of people, however, working with me to make an actual private server out of this. This is all pure design thus far, and it ain't done. These display changes made to Dire Maul East do not concern or drops from Dire Maul East, nor things such as NPC hit points, NPC damage, or NPC pathfinding, nor quest changes. Those are covered in different parts of this document that I'll be covering in different videos. However, it is still worth briefly mentioning that elite NPCs in general, and not just in dungeons, are going to hit a lot harder and have a lot more hit points, and they're going to be able to run up 180-degree slopes, so walls, to chase players around without evade bugging. It is also worth mentioning that almost every damaging and crowd controlling AoE spell, item, and buff that is available to players was nerfed to have a hard target cap, a Thunderclap, Whirlwind, and War Stomp of 6 targets per spellcast or tick. Furthermore, all elite mobs in the game were buffed. I need to breathe. Hold on. I did a bunch of recordings before this. A few. All elite mobs in the game were buffed so that movement speed slows have a lesser effect upon them. Against them, by which I do not mean a lower duration or chance to resist the debuffs. Because of these changes and other changes, you will not be able to successfully do any spell cleaving or melee cleaving. And unless you sorely outlevel the dungeon, you will not be able to AoE farm it either. You should expect to have to actually use marks in dungeons, or for the tank to actually use his shield if he ain't a druid. Now then, onto the actual changes made to Dire Maul East. Dire Maul East will be turned to a level 50 to 60 10-man raid, and the herbalism nodes within will not be replaced with better herbalism nodes as a result of this. Hold on. That'll be out there. Okay, good. Yeah, and the herbalism nodes within will not be replaced with better herbalism nodes as a result of this. These still will not be able to get Plague Bloom. They wouldn't be able to get it anyway. You won't be able to get Mountain Silver Sage or Ice Kappa here. And therefore, no Black Lotuses. In order to prevent mages, and warriors and paladins, yes, warriors, from getting gold really easily without competing with other players for it, and turning the living essence into vendor loot, vendor trash, Whiplashers will only attempt to drop loot 20% at a time, or alternatively, they'll drop 80% less loot. Trash. That's a much stronger word than loot. In order to make Dire Maul East runs be less profitable, the rich thorium veins will be turned into small thorium veins, so no arcane crystals, excuse me. And additional tree patrols will be added to the big room filled with tree patrols so that you cannot run past them all without pulling any, and one type of them will be able to see the types of invisibility that are accessible to players, and additional stage tiers will be added to the hallway that leads to Zero and Thornhoof. And one type of stage tier trash on the Dire Maul will be able to see the types of invisibility that are accessible to players. The added difficulty is not of concern. Old Ironbark's movement speed is halved. Will be halved in order to further reduce the profitability of Dire Maul East jump runs. Zervum's Thornhoof Sacrifice will be instant cast. You can't interrupt the spell by line of sighting the boss, and you can't soul this boss. Furthermore, because NPCs will be able to run up walls, as I mentioned earlier, you won't be able to solo Alza in a wild chamber. It'll be impossible. And that's all the changes they got so far to Dire Maul East. Thanks for watching.